Welcome back. I am going to show you how I slay the reed. Now we're going to start from the very beginning. I've already gotten all 800 ends threaded. This particular project is a turned tacketay, which because of the particular weave structure and pattern, it actually uses 4 ends per dent in a 10 dent reed. So we have 20 inches wide is what we're going to go for in the reed. I have it already laid out 20 inches on the back rattle as you had seen before when I was threading. So we are now at the point where we're going to slay the reed. First things first, where's the center? In order to be able to get it nice and even in the center, you have to know where the center of the reed is. So you take your trusty measuring tape, you measure your reed from end to end. I put my finger on the end here. The easiest way to find the midpoint is because your finger is already there, you put the other end there, and you completely fold it in half. This spot right there is the center point of the loom. So it's like, what, 20 and just over 1/4 inches. Okay, so we put the end back over here, we move it all the way to the center, and that is the 20 and 1/4 some odd inches. I'm going to keep my thumb here, and I'm going to grab my trusty sley hook and put that through. I have just a random piece of cloth that's probably way too long, but that's okay. It's the only thing I'm doing here is I'm just going to pull that through that center spot, if I can. There we go. So that I know which one is the center. That's literally the only thing that this piece of cloth is doing. You could use a piece of string, you could, whatever. You could take the reed out, mark the center, wrap a little string, tie a string through it and at the bottom, and then you never have to find the center again. I'm too lazy to do that, which is kind of ironic because I have to do this every time because I'm too lazy to do that. Now, I'm supposed to have 20 inches in the reed, so 20 divided by 2 is 10. So I put the end there in my center, and I pull that out to 10 inches, and guess what? That is the very beginning of my threading. So, again, I stick my hook in there. I don't need this center anymore because I've found where I need to start. I'm going to pull this forward so that I can actually access my ends. I've tied each bout into a half knot. What this does is it allows me to do all of the threading and then just kind of leave it here. If somebody were to walk behind my loom and yank on it, or one of my dogs happened to be arguing back there and yanked on the strings, it can pull it, but it's going to get caught so that it doesn't come completely unthreaded. That would seriously suck if I had to rethread this entire thing. It's 800 ends, which, in the grand scheme of things, isn't too terrible. Okay, so I'm going to pull to release this, and then I'm just going to kind of wiggle them back and forth so that I can find the very first 4 ends that need to come through. There's 3 and there's 4, and you can tell that you've got the right number because there's nothing impeding them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my hook in the right spot. I'm going to hook it around and I'm going to pull it through. Please note how much length I have for that string. That is just in case I accidentally drop my reed all the way to the beam. That means that it's not going to come through. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 of these, and then I'm going to tie a knot, another half knot, so that it actually stops right here each time, so that I don't have to worry about them all pulling out. Okay, so that was the first one. And I'm going to take my sleighing hook and move it to the very next dent. Okay, you don't want to skip a dent because then you're going to have an open spot in your weaving. And most weavings are not going to, you don't want those. Okay, so I find the next 4, I hook it around, I pull it through. Put it through the next, find the next 4, or depending on your project, the next 2, the next 1, whatever. I have 4 here. Hook and pull it through. Next spot in the reed. You'll notice I'm kind of holding this with my arm and my hand here so that it doesn't goof around. Okay, so now I've got 2 up here. Oh, but it looks like I come down here. Let's see where we're at. Looks like there, a 3 and a 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, perfect. Nothing is impeding them. And I'm going to hook and I'm going to pull it through. Now that I have 4, it's a reasonable amount at this point. I'm going to straighten them out. I'm going to do a little knot so that I can let it go, and I don't have to worry about any of the threads being pulled through or it coming too far forward. And it's close, it's far enough away from the beam that I can see the next dent without having to move it forward and hunt with my eyes. So I can just put my hook through and I can just keep going. So I've got 1, 2, where's the next one? 3 and 4. Wiggle around. Yep, those are the next ones. Hook and pull. Find the next dent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sleying the reed. Number 1, the term is really fun, and every time I try to use it on my phone, it always wants to autocorrect to something ridiculous, and I hate that, but what do you do? So sleying the reed is nothing more than simply pulling through each of your ends through this reed, and what the reed does is it's going to help you beat the weft down in an even fashion towards the fell line. Okay? That's all I do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that with all 800 of them, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I tie it on. Thanks for watching.